Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, nonverbal communication, that is, we talk game, relationships, everything in between. Link down in the description will take you through to my Patreon where you'll watch videos of me, of real people, having real dates. I'll break down the attraction and repulsion cues before your eyes. You won't miss it in your day-to-day life. It's the real game. Let's talk about anger as an emotion and how it manifests upon the face. And you might think, well, of course, I can read an angry facial expression. But the thing is, we're going to go through the expression part by part just to ensure you can dial in and understand the separate elements of this facial expression, because truth be told, right, it's okay seeing somebody looking angry for the span of a minute when he's, having a bad day, but this expression will create partial and strong signals when you identify it in your day to day where you wouldn't have clocked it on before. It will flash upon a person's face within a microsecond, in a micro gesture fashion. When you turn up, when you deliver some degree of news, when you ask a question, and if you don't acknowledge this micro expression and identify this flash of anger upon the person's face and what it signifies, you're missing out on some potential life saving, friendship saving, business saving information, right? So let's have a look at it as a whole. Okay? So, generally, the angry face is done by lowering the brow ridge, okay? Lowering the brow, the cheekbones raise, potentially the nose and nostrils flare. And as I go through these things, acknowledge that it could just be one of these behaviors. But you need to pay attention as to when you've identified this gesture. Has it been in response to something you've said, or somebody walking into a room, or so on and so forth? You need to apply it in context to your surroundings and so many different things. So pay attention. Flaring of the nose, the mouth raises, the lips thin, okay? A raising of the chin, perhaps, in defiance. It's symbolic of strength, and it's symbolic of strength because the face starts to shield itself in preparation for battle. Yeah? The lowering of the brow, the sharpening of the eyes, more than likely the constriction of the pupils ensures that they can pinpoint and accentuate and focus on the target ahead whilst protecting these particular areas. The eyes don't want to be damaged in battle and in conflict in a physical sense. So this is why the brow lowers. Yeah, you will see this flash upon a person's face momentarily. You'll look at them as they're speaking to you, and as they say something, you'll just see this momentary lowering of the brow disguising the eye. The eyelids tighten, perhaps the pupils constrict. These faces are taken seriously, so when men walk around looking in this manner, you can use Andrew Tate as an example and so forth. People take these people seriously. It's perceived as being dominant, believe it or not. I mean, to be angry is to be emotional, so I personally wouldn't call it dominant in the sense of being emotional, but a person whose face generally, you know, looks in this manner, it's the contrary to the happy smiling man, and to smile is to be submissive. That's not to say don't smile. People want joy in their lives, but the reality is the action of smiling, people smile in the face of their bosses, in their authority figures. In order to appease those above them, they will smile more. The subordinate will smile more. The woman in the relationship will probably smile more than the man. That's the way it goes. So to be still and strong, and yes, in this case, look angry, it's symbolic of dominance. People don't want to mess around with that person. It's physical proof that that one is emotionally invested, okay? I mean, anger is the most destructive of emotions, so it's through the eye of the beholder, but in the general face of society, in the societal perspective, that's the way it is. We're not going to talk about us who can identify these nonverbal cues and see it for what it truly is. We're talking about the general society around us and how they perceive these behaviors and this aesthetic, right? So, like I said, as much as I want to talk about it as a whole, you need to understand that the bolder statement is the flash of this upon the face that comes and goes, it quickly disappears. 99% of people will not notice this or not understand this. If you notice it and it comes and goes at the click of a finger, you know it can be trusted as an honest representation of that emotion because that person subconsciously has shown how they feel, whereas consciously they've become aware that they've needed to switch that off. And that is why the nonverbal is the more honest, because the nonverbal tells the truth outside of the awareness of the conscious. The conscious can't catch up to the message that the body is sending. And when it does, boom, it's too late because you, as somebody who can identify this behavior, has picked this up. And in the world of body language, my personal perspective is that that which is faster, quicker, micro expressive is more honest than that which is prolonged and put on, you know? The jutting out of the gin. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? The jutting out of the chin is symbolic of battle. It's a taunting behavior. A boxer will hide their chin in a defensive manner, but one who is proud and strong and careless and feels dominant in this position will jut the chin out. You will see this when it comes to mugshots. Criminals who have been caught and who are defiant of the law, they will jut their chin out, exposing their neck because they are fearless. An exposure of the neck and these sensitive areas of the body is these open areas are a showcase of strength, comfort, and lack of threat. Whilst the chin juts out and elevates, the eyes look down over the nose. So when we talk about somebody looking down their nose at us, that's what they mean. That's a brief talk about the facial expression of anger and how it symbolizes something you need to understand. Look at someone's face, and when you see a narrowing of the eyes, a lowering of the brow, a momentary thinning of the lips, a jutting of the jaw and the chin, a flaring of the nose, and to finalize the flaring of the nose is what happens when somebody is in preparation to take action. The body is oxygenated. The person in question doesn't even know that they are putting this face on and acting in this such way, this reptilian, limbal, primitive fashion. That's some game. I'm signing out. Peace. Click like and subscribe.